Welcome back, everybody. No longer... No, hold on. After New Year's means it wasn't New Year's or some shit. Hello, Natalie. Welcome. We're back on our bullshit. We're back on our... it is technically the first stream of the year. I was on Kate's channel earlier this week. And actually, we're finishing the Great Ace Attorney 2 not tomorrow, Sunday. It wasn't on my calendar because I figured it would be confusing for me to post that when it's the next week. So we'll see if I remember to do it. A lot of exciting finales, actually. The Tyrion Cuthbert finale stream is tomorrow. Right? Today's Friday. I'm not, like, totally wrong on my date. Yeah, it is. Okay. Lots of finales at the beginning of the year. Funny, it, like, shook out that way. I ended up getting super busy over the holidays. Eve is so good. I'm gonna, hopefully, once I've finished Tyrion Cuthbert, my plan is to sort of reformat my streams where the, Friday stream is more for, like, a smaller indie game type thing, and then Saturday can be for a lawyer game. I'm really looking to do a larger sort of stream for Ace Attorney after Investigations is done. And I think Saturday will be a good day to do that. But in the meantime, before I get to that, I think it'll be neat to have Friday be more of an indie game sort of thing. Because I really do like smaller indie games like that. Like, long before Ace Attorney, that was very much my wheelhouse, was like, I am a huge fan of small indie horror games. Eve was probably the one that got me into that genre, but the other RPG Maker classics are very good. Mad Father is one that I have, I think. If not, I can buy it. Misao is another really good one. The Witch's House is also very good. Those four, those RPG Maker horror games are very good. But yeah, we'll see. My schedule may be changing sometime in the near future. And so I'm trying to really focus on those Friday, Saturday streams. We'll see how things go. We'll see. In the meantime, though, there is Lawyer Game. There's the universal constant of Lawyer Game. The other thing being, doing 2 lawyer visual novels back-to-back in a week for multiple weeks is very tiring on the voice, and I like to use my voice for other things sometimes. Yeah. Hopefully, when I get to streaming the entire series, because I would like to stream the entire series, I want to bring more people onto my streams. Hopefully see some familiar and unfamiliar faces on my channel. I think, like, multiplayer is the best way to play an Ace Attorney game, actually. You should always be playing with somebody to do funny voices with, I think. Also, Trav is not here. I think he is also streaming. Everybody, like, almost everybody I know who streams regularly is online right now. So Trav is, like, busy streaming right now as well, but so he's not here to defend himself. He made some very, very pretty overlays for me for multiple camera options and multiple PNG options, and I want to be able to use those. But anyway, Ace Attorney Investigations, let's fucking go. I think we're back to Miles now? Yeah, we're interviewing Tangaroa. It's Christmas! I need to remember all of my voices. Hey, it's... It's me coughing violently. It's Miss Bound. Oh, Mr. Fenter. Mr. Hedgeworth. Yeah, more people should always play the Great Ace Attorney. More people should always play the Great Ace Attorney. It is my favorite piece of media in the world. I think everybody should play it. She looks rather tired. Did I totally just blow past it? Oh yeah. I'm so sorry about what happened yesterday. Has Mr. von Karma finished interrogating you? Yes, though he really only seemed interested in how I melted those sculptures. Are you here to see Mr. Tangaroa too? Yes, I'm terribly worried about him. Hi, Bad. Detective Bad, what are you doing back there? Oh, just happen to be here. I'll be heading back to the scene soon. Not sure how anyone just happens to be at a detention center, but okay. Good morning. Mr. Tangaroa! What happened to you? Oh no, Samson, what did they do to you? They didn't seem to want to let me sleep. I had no idea interrogations could be so involved. Sorry if I seem distracted. I think I'm a little tired. They're not letting you sleep? That's not police work, that's torture. What's going on here, Detective Bad? I'm not the one doing the interviewing. It's the guy they put on the case before me. I like Von Karma's methods about as much as you do, which is why I'm doing what I can to help. It was Detective Bad who got me out of there. I'd still be in that interrogation room right now, if it weren't for him. Detective Bad really is trying to look out for Mr. Tangaroa in his own way, it seems. All right, Eddie. Let's share yesterday's findings with Mr. Tangaroa. You got it, Mr. E. My notepad is at the ready. Poor guy. Mr. Tangaroa, we found out quite a bit if you'd like to hear it. Of course, thank you. You alright, Mr. Tangaroa? You seem kind of spaced out. I'm fine, I think my blood sugar might be running a little low. Samson. Do you have anything that might give him a little energy boost? We do. We got the candy. You should eat this. So did you get all that snow? We got so much. Yeah, it's snowy outside. I wouldn't say it's like, well, I also haven't been outside today, but I've looked at it. It's cold, I'm staying inside. But it's been worse. But yeah, there was a lot more snow than I expected. What? Is that chocolate? For me? Oh, those are the chocolates I wish I could just give them to you, Mr. Tangaroa. But the rules here don't exactly allow me to do so. Oh, that's a shame. But rules are rules, I suppose. There must be some way we can hand it to him. I hope Detective Bad is noting the meaningful looks in his direction. Let me take a look at them. If they seem legit, I might consider passing them on to the suspect. Thank you, Detective Bad. My hero. I'm touched. Thank you, Detective. Yeah, whatever. Just sit tight. Here. You don't know how much this means to me. Yeah, keep it down, will ya? For both our sakes. Of course, Detective. I wouldn't wish to put your livelihood at risk. Now, to sample these treats. Under a winter storm watch, oh no. Detective, I apologize for putting you in a tight spot. I didn't do it for you. It was my call. Guess you're not such a bad guy after all. Oh, the sweetness. I feel like a man reborn. Were they your handiwork, Judy? Yes, how were they? Are you gonna start singing? He is gonna start singing! Oh. Man. Oh, he's still going. Okay. 2 dialogue boxes. They had to write songs for this case. Delicious. They're not exactly beautiful, but they're sweet and oh, so flavorful. Thank you, Judy. I'm so glad you like them. And I'm glad you're back to your old self. It'd be really funny if his hair changed back. My apologies, friends. The food they serve here is just so flavorless. Between that and the lack of sleep, I was about ready to collapse from sheer despair. Wow, is the food here really all that bad? Just the usual. French fries, ham sandwich, stuff like that. Yes, and yet, I couldn't taste a thing. Anyway, I'm headed back to the scene. Before you go, Detective, do you have any new information to share? Ah, yeah. You were right about the victim's identity. His hair changes back very slowly. Frost worked as a sculptor in France, where he was known as Paul Halik. Artie Frost was Paul Halik? I never would have imagined. Or Mr. Halik. So the famous French sculptor wasn't a Frenchman after all, huh? This all would certainly explain why Mr. Halik was such a recluse and refused to show his face in public. He was busy working on his greatest masterpiece, apparently. Bunch of Zodiac statues. Guess he'll never finish them now. He never finished his greatest masterpiece? Isn't he already in his 50s, or is that in the present time? I think he's in his 50s in the present. Right? He might be older, though. Yeah, no, he's 39. Which, to be fair... Oh, right, because Judy's, like, really young right now. I always picture her as, like, in her 20s, even during this part, but, like, because they're kind of familial. Like, she mentions that Tangaroa took her in, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, he's, like, old enough to be her dad, at least. Seems like he was making statues for each season. But he never got around to the winter constellations. Hi, Max! Oh, man. I do miss Bad. It is good to have him back. The winter constellations? You mean Taurus and Gemini? There should be a third one, right? Capricorn is also in the winter. So the 2 he made out of ice would have completed the set. Or I guess he finished Capricorn? I don't remember. Yeah, now they're nothing but puddles. What a bummer. I'm so sorry. Oh, no, Miss Bound, I wasn't blaming you. One last thing. Seems he had himself a bit of a spending habit when it came to his work. Everyone drop your signs. I'm an Aries. Every statue cost him millions to make. Which means he was always strapped for cash. Actually, I'm a Fimsh. My sign is, I'm a cusp, so I'm Aries and Pisces, but the reason I say Aries more now is that I saw a fucking text post once of Kazuma Asogi edited to say no one is exempt for Aries season, and I thought it was funny, so I'm gonna say Aries more often than I used to say Pisces. We're checking to see if there's any chance someone called in a debt. I guess not even famous artists are safe from money problems. Do you have any idea why he entered the confectionery contest? None. Guy didn't even tell his family. I see. Alright, I really gotta get going. I'll go fetch another guard, but I can't imagine hanging around. What? I added a word there. But I can't be hanging around here any longer. Understood, Detective. We'll see you again shortly. Wait, who's on that wanted poster? I'm sure it's just a regular guy, but... or like a default drawing, however. He's a good man. He certainly is. And an uncompromising one. Somebody who can be trusted to stand up for what he believes in. And to scare the pants off of anybody new he meets. Now, you were going to tell me about what you learned yesterday? The official Capcom names is crazy. Yeah, Judy Bound. The littlest nun is now Judy Bound. Of course. Allow me to give you a full report. Tabby Lloyd is still really good, though. I really like Tabby Lloyd. Thank you for that. And allow me to apologize on Judy's behalf. I'm so sorry. It's fine, Mr. Tangaroa. As I told her yesterday, the important thing is that we've learned the truth in the end. Now, would you mind if I ask you a question or two? By all means. I'll gladly share all that I can. There are so many fish in this chat. What can you tell me about the contestants who took part in the final round of the contest? Let's see. There was Miss Scow. Fucking Christ. I loved her design concept. Unfortunately, her entry was in violation of the rules, and so I had to disqualify her. Mr. Augusto's creations were a perfect balance of flavor and design, at least up through the semifinal. But I know it's supposed to be that he's singing, but it looks like he's just screaming. But disappointingly, his entry for the final was subpar on both counts. And there was actually something a little unusual about his entry for the semifinal as well. Which was? It tasted identical to Mr. Frost's. They may have looked different, but I couldn't... What? Oh, but I could have sworn I was eating the same thing. Huh? And what exactly did his work look like? Oh, there should be a photograph back at my mansion. Normal sentences that normal people say. I'll show it to you later, Mr. Hedgeworth. Much appreciated, Miss Bound. But Mr. Frost's entry for the finals, that was truly sublime. So you were able to finish judging it? Even though his body had been discovered. Even though his body had been discovered! In the meantime? Why did you say it like that? Gregory mention! Hello, hello. Yes, I wasn't aware of what had happened until after I'd completed my assessment. Mr. Frost wasn't in his room when I visited, so I took the liberty of sampling a bit. Part of the lyre, I believe. I'd never tasted anything like it. It was a dream. I was so moved that I burst into song. You seem to do that a lot. I'm sorry, but are you saying that the lyre tasted good? I'd like to hear more about that if you don't mind. You're quite sure it was the lyre you tasted when you sampled Mr. Frost's work? I'm certain of it. It was part of the Gemini sculpture, which was the only sculpture in that display case. Mr. Tangaroa, would you mind taking a look at this photograph for me? Look at this photograph. So, the part you tried was the lyre. The one shown here without any strings? Oh, there were strings originally. That was the part I ate. Dude! So the strings were missing because Mr. Tangaroa ate them all, and he enjoyed them? Miss Scone told us she ate a part of the lyre as well, but she said it was far too salty for her to finish. And it's true. Truth is, I've suspected for a while that there might be something wrong with my sense of taste. Something wrong? How so exactly? Did they say they ate the lyre? It is made of... It is food, I promise. There's a taste disorder characterized by an inability to detect salty flavors. Yeah, it is food! They didn't just eat like a metal lyre. Or like the metal strings of a lyre. Actually, are lyre strings usually... I don't know what they're usually made of. I would assume if there is a tiny, like, harp strings are... I don't know if harp strings are metal, actually, now that I'm saying it. Certain string instruments are not. Surprised it was metal, actually. And I suspect I've been suffering from it. This feels like an Uchikoshi bit. I don't know how else to explain it. I eat so many sweet foods on a daily basis that it took me a while to even notice. That's concerning. But there's no denying it now. That would explain why the food here seems so bland to him. What? But your taste buds are your livelihood. Yeah, usually, like, a lot of stringed instruments have nylon, like, violins and, like, cellos and stuff are usually nylon, I'm pretty sure. Coated with metal, I think, sometimes. Like, an electric guitar is just metal, though, I'm pretty sure. Nylon sounds likely. Sheep guts is, yeah, I was gonna say, like, it was pretty common in the olden times, and I'm like not sure about anymore, but like sheep gut, cat gut is one of the things that comes up. There's an episode of Hannibal. There's an episode of Hannibal where a serial killer makes him out of people. But yeah, animal guts happened. I don't actually remember what like saying guts refers to. Because it's not just make them out of whatever. But I couldn't tell you what, like, organs it was. Even if there was some long-term treatment option, I highly doubt a total cure for your condition exists. Ooh, 3,000 blossoms. Plotting. I don't remember what the hell my higher tiers were. Oh, you can turn me upside down. I should add more. I need to add more redeem things. You can turn me upside down, and you can turn on Kazuma Asogi time. Nevertheless, you should put in a request to the police for a proper evaluation. Oh, that won't be necessary. I have a recipe for a cure back at my mansion. What the fuck are you talking about? You do? I do. You can take a look at it for yourself if you like. Samson, we can't show that recipe to just anybody. Look, you're making me do step touches because I'm so nervous about it. Judy, Mr. Edgeworth is hardly just anybody. He's my attorney and I have no secrets for him. Man, this sucks, because he's really just, like, a rare, like, cooperative defendant in Ace Attorney, and I know we can't help him. Because this is Gregory's last case, I know we can't help him. We're so back! Hi, Jeremy. 2 for 2 on streams! Yes, you're right, of course. If this is what you wish. What on earth even is this secret recipe for a miracle cure that they've been hiding? What the fuck are they talking about? Genuinely. I don't remember what they're talking about. Well, I suppose I should be getting back. All right, we'll be right behind you. Judy. Yes, Samson? There's more to life than just me. Okay. I thought your handle sounded familiar, and I was like, I wanna say that's Aaron Bird. I am uncertain, but I was right. Please, Judy. Think about the life you want to live. Because I won't always be around. Don't say that. I'm sure you've never heard that one before. Without you, I don't have a life to live. So I'll be waiting. Right there at the mansion that we keep mentioning. Until you come home. Now, if you'll excuse me. Aw, Judy. Wait, Miss Pound. Judy. Whoa, she seemed really upset. I thought I saw tears in her eyes. Why'd you even say all that to her? Because I worry about her. She can't keep putting my needs ahead of her own. Our mansion! Have we mentioned that we're rich? What do you mean? The Halik collection. The candy making. It's all because she thinks these things will make me happy. She never thinks about what she wants, what she likes. I just want her to be her own person and choose her own destiny. Thank you for the follow, moth washing? Moth washing. There we go. Words. The last thing I want is for her to miss out on all that life has to offer because of me. I guess that makes sense. He's a good dad. He really does see her as his own child. What parent wouldn't want their child to walk their own path? Lord. Thanks for the follow, Jeremy. And what parent wouldn't do everything they could to protect them? I know exactly how he feels in this moment. I genuinely don't know. Again, I'm gonna bring this up like every stream. I don't know if it is just looking on this game a second time, or if it's genuinely a shift in how the localization is choosing to translate things. But like, I feel like it's way nicer about like, well, yeah, of course, Edgeworth should be choosing his own path. Of course, he should be able to find like who he wants to be, and that shouldn't be like, because really the theme of this entire thing is the theme of the entire game is Edgeworth choosing not to necessarily be a defense attorney because that would make his dad happy. Like, especially in the context of this series and like the original trilogy and playing as Phoenix, you really get the idea that like, oh, well, being a defense attorney is like the morally better thing to do. Or at least like that the prosecution is so corrupt in this world that it seems like there's not really ever a good way to be a prosecutor that isn't antagonistic. But the, like, Edgeworth still chooses and, like, continues to be, in future games, a prosecutor. And it kind of circles back around to, like, why Edgeworth is choosing to do this. That's kind of what the point of this game is. And I feel like even, like, Gregory talking about it is more on the nose than it was when I first played. I don't know. I'll have to go back and, like, look at it. This is a crazy place to start the series. This is the second game, and we're almost on the last case. I think I've asked of you everything I can for now, Mr. Tangaroa. There's a lot of parent and child themes in this one, specifically, which is very good. There's a lot of parents with children. Just a wee bit on the nose. We should be getting back to the scene of the crime. Oh, you're leaving. I see. I suppose I'll be going back to the interrogation room for another session. Ah, yes. We'll have to do something about that. You'll speak to the police for me. That too, but I'll be putting something else in place as well. An ace up our sleeve for when the time comes. Okay, Apollo Justice moment? I look forward to learning more. I'm counting on you, Mr. Edgeworth. We'll be back to brief you, Mr. Tangaroa. Every day. And Judy, too. Ace up my sleeve. An ace, you say? You know what else is ace? That guy from One Piece. Anyway. Thank you, Eddie. I'll look forward to it. Oh, God. Hold on. Natalie has returned, turning me upside down, so we're gonna turn me upside down. There we go. Okay! And once again, I don't remember if I put a timer on that or not. So we're gonna do this until it's not funny anymore. Which is possibly until the end of the stream. We'll see. I don't know if you guys saw me spin around or if I just, like, the gravity of the situation. Or if I just, like, dropped into place upside down. Both are funny. Also, as a fun bit, if you have more plum blossoms, okay, you did see the spinning, great. That's wonderful. As a note, if you do have more plum blossoms, you are allowed to stack Kazuma Asogi time and turn me upside down. Anyway, do you guys like my Fire Emblem Three Houses Golden Deer run? Anyway. Mr. Tangaroa, your interrogator will do everything in his power to extract a confession. Oh my god, confession from you. Hey Max, what? Listen. I hate to see an innocent man suffer like this. But please, you have to do everything you can to hold out. If you can't, Mr. von Karma will use that last confession again. I can't read. Will use that confession against you for as long as this case lasts. It's a girl upside down. It's completely normal. Taking over the stream. And it will make it that much harder for me to save you. I understand. And I'll try. I won't give up until you're out of there, Mr. Tangaroa. You have my word on that. I would like to once... probably after I finish this case, like, look back again and think about, like, I stand by the fact that Ryunosuke is the best lawyer in the series. Just straight up. He is probably, like, the best skill-wise, but also, like, morally speaking, he has, like, less... I'm gonna shift me slightly to the right because my model is, like, slightly off-center. He has the best, like, moral outlook on it because, like, if you did the crime, Phoenix Wright is not helping you. Phoenix Wright will throw you under the bus. Ryunosuke Naruhodo will not. Ryunosuke actually still believes that you have a right to a fair trial, which is the way things are supposed to be. But I do want to, like, look at Gregory compared to, like, Mia and Phoenix about that. Ooh, ad break. Which means I can yap for even longer. But what the fuck is the words that I'm looking for? The, like... What was I saying? Ryunosuke is a better lawyer. Something... Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? Fair trials and Ace Attorney? Nonsense! Hello, Temsik. What the fuck is the... I don't remember what the hell I was going on about, but the point is, there's an ad break going, so I can talk as long as I want about who's a good lawyer in Ace Attorney. Yeah, Ryunosuke believes in fair trials, even for the guilty, because that's how it's supposed to work. Oh, Phoenix, like... Yeah, Phoenix will throw you under the bus, but also, Phoenix has the thing of, like, wanting to save people. And Mia has a bit of that, too. Obviously, because she's Phoenix's mentor. Oh, I'd have to examine Diego, too, in that. But, like, Gregory occasionally mentions the saving people thing a little bit more. Kagami! Yeah. Yeah, Gregory mentions the saving people thing a little bit, but not nearly as much as Phoenix does, I think, which also, you know, you play as Phoenix for longer than you ever play as Gregory. Anyway, Stan Kagami. Detective Bad, thank you again for what you did earlier. Yeah, thanks a ton. Surely this guy's name is Kanaiza. What are you talking about? There's no need to be shy about it. Never mind that. Never mind about that now. I'm guessing you two are back here. Looking to investigate some more. Good lord. We are indeed. We'll need something solid if we're going to save Mr. Tangaroa. Well, I hate to break it to you, but apart from this room, the whole place is on lockdown. Bring in little baby Miles. They were so mean for making this case, and then we don't go see little baby Miles at the end. What? But we need to see those other rooms. This is Mr. Von... Oh, that's the wrong person's voice. This is Mr. Von Karma's doing, I presume. I'm voicing too many men in this case. The voices all blend together.
Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too. And don't expect to speak with anybody, except us cops and Miss Bound. Everybody else is gone, and I doubt Von Karma will be handing out phone numbers.
Baby Miles sprites, yay! Hey, you guys should watch the Ace Attorney anime, just like in general, because I think it's a very good adaptation. But they have filler episodes, and the filler episodes are, I swear to God, the best episodes in the entire anime. There's one of baby Miles, Phoenix, and Larry that is very cute. There's one of a slightly older but still a kid Edgeworth as well. That is also very cute. Anyway, Ace Attorney anime good. Watch the dub. Watch the bloopers. Is this all just a game to him? Why does he have to go so far? So what's your plan of action, Detective?
Same as before. Do what I can to help you uncover the truth. Like I promised.
You have my gratitude. Just you wait, Mr. Von Karma. We're gonna beat you and your bag of dirty tricks. Little Franziska is so cute. I love Franziska and Edgeworth's relationship, and especially what it looks like in the anime. It's very cute. Family. Detective, may we conduct a brief investigation of the area? Not as much. And besides, everybody hates you afterwards. Not as much as if you're a voice actor in anime, but they still hate you. Shout out to the anime for making Big Top bearable. Genuinely. Hey, you guys should listen to Turnabout Big Top, another Ace Attorney musical. It's really good. Genuinely. I'm not just saying that because my friends and I are in it.
Sure, but like I said, everywhere else is off bounds. You probably won't be seeing these rooms again.
That's fine. As long as there's at least some way of continuing our investigation, we'll make do. Ah, fuck. Okay. Gotta actually do the point and click stuff now. Oh god, what are any of the buttons? Nope. Nope, those are not them. Oh, that's the partner button. That's not what I was looking for.
What is it?
I just want to talk to you.
Any thoughts on the case, Detective?
Officially, as a cop, my thoughts are, Von Karma's right about everything. But, as myself, I'm not happy. We need to investigate more, here and elsewhere. And put a word in for you, with forensics. Ask the guy whatever you want.
Much appreciated. I'm in your debt, Detective Bad.
I didn't do it for you. I did it for the investigation.
Listen, bitch, this is my case, my witness. You shut up, old fart, stupid. I am a person who only has the voice box that is in my throat. But if I were to be a human soundboard of sorts, Bad would sound like Lego Batman. A moment of your time, Eddie? Sure thing, Mr. E. What's up? Oh, I didn't need to press this dialogue. We're gonna skip it. I'm not reading all that. And he looked like that punk-ass bitch, Eric Vale. Stop eating paper. Okay, he has a lot to say for a dialogue box that I clicked on accident. Okay, I know, Eddie, I know. I worry about you sometimes, Eddie. Hold on, wait, no, I do actually want to go back and read what that said. To make things worse, Miss Bound seems super down. When I asked you if you had any more thoughts on the case, I was thinking more about useful insights. Oh, sorry, Mr. Heat, did I do something wrong?
The killer then delivered the bear.
Authorized personnel only beyond this point, I'm afraid.
Meaning what? I'm not authorized?
Sorry, sir. No authorized personnel either. So nobody's allowed in.
Let me guess. Von Karma's orders?
It's not gonna digest well. Stop eating paper. Oh my god, hey! Save data. Hello! Thank you guys so much. Hi. Hey, you guys should check out Save Data if you haven't already. Wow! It's nice to see you guys tune in. Seems these instruments are used on Mr. Tangaroa and Miss Bound's TV show, Bacon Bop. Yeah, go be safe from spoilers, but thank you for stopping by. I'm assuming that's Zach. Hello. And also goodbye. Get out of here. There's spoilers about. There's some of the few things in here that aren't made of candy. Did I read that line? Hold up. Hello? Buttons? Okay. It seems like those instruments are used on Mr. Tangaroa and Miss Bound's TV show, Bacon Bop. Yep, there we go. Is it just me, or does the detective seem a little disappointed? There's a drum set here decorated to look as if it were made out of cakes. They must play it on Bacon Bop. Detective, about these drums.
We already checked. There's nothing inside any of them. And no sign of anything having been put inside or taken out either. They're not relevant to the case.
You've already done your homework, I see.
I
can't read!
I may like lollipops a little too much, but I'm no sucker.
There we go. Judy and Eddie would be cute together. I mean, I don't think it's that much of a spoiler to say, but he totally does have a crush on her. He totally does. I can't read. Sissel! This too is Ghost Trick. Everybody, hold on. Everybody should play Ghost Trick.
That's the door to Gusto's room. Gusto's room. However the fuck I said it last time.
I guess the candy reindeer is meant to show the way.
Big antlers like that. Must be a bull.
I think not. Male reindeer shed their antlers in winter. The implication that... Therefore, this must be a female. I don't think that's right.
Thanks, Mr. Trivia. Attorneys.
They don't teach you about reindeer in law school, detective. I don't think that's right. Wait, do female reindeer have antlers? Like big ones? Hold on, I'm Googling this. I'm seeing if this is true. Where the fuck is the... Female reindeer antlers? Okay, yeah, female reindeer do grow antlers. Do they not shed? Oh my god, yeah, that's real. What? Why do they keep their antlers? Oh, they just shed them at a different time. I see. Interesting. Anyway, the more you know. Animal Kingdom be wild. Yeah, the female reindeer do not shed their antlers until after their, what was it? After their calves were born, I think is what it said. Speaking of other antlered animal facts, did you guys know that you can just encounter moose underwater? I'm pretty sure they're the land mammal that can hold their breath the longest or something. Because non-land mammals, there's whales and shit. But you can just they're apparently fairly strong swimmers and you can just encounter one underwater. Oh god. Yeah, they don't. Wow. Okay. Moose are Ice Age megafauna that missed the memo, literally. They're so large. They are so obscenely large. Why? This is quite the trophy.
Awarded to Tangaroa. First place, International Confectioners Association. That is a much longer sentence than I thought I was going to have to say. First place, International Confectioners... I'm doing great today, guys. Confectioners Association Annual Spectacular.
It's made of candy. I guess it wasn't meant to last forever.
Makes sense. Prizes, fame, none of it lasts forever, right?
I doubt it's anything quite that deep. Where does this elevator go? Found the baby Mile sprites, throwing them in the spoiler channel on the Discord. Hey, you guys should join my Discord if you scroll up slightly. Nightbot surely said something about it, right? Where the fuck did it go? Oh yeah, it's at the top. It's right under the Play Ghost Trick message. So once you played Ghost Trick, You can join my... No, I'm kidding. Anybody can join my server. This...
The second floor. Tangaroa and Bound live up there. Sounds like they live a pretty charmed life. Tea parties, candy making, that kind of thing. They even have a garden. Must be nice on a sunny day.
That does sound nice. Perhaps they'll invite us when this is all over. Ah, oof. Sentences that don't age well. You'd come, wouldn't you, detective?
Don't get ahead of yourself now. I'm not in the habit of palling around with attorneys.
Okay. Rude. These trophies all belong to Mr. Tangaroa. But they're not all for confectionery contests. Some appear to be for charity work. A testament to both his character and his professional achievements. What's this one here? In recognition of Bacon Bob's long-standing achievement in making children's dreams come true. So sweet. It's got me wanting to watch it. Oh, I can comment on the little tree. Little Christmas tree. I played a lot of Yakuza 5 last night for the first time in a very long while. And I finished up Sayajima's section. It's very entertaining that you can dress up as Santa Claus and beat the shit out of people with a Christmas tree. It's a Christmas tree made from candy.
These candy statues have everybody on edge. If ants get in here, that's our scene ruined.
Certified Yakuza moment. Yes, it would be pretty disastrous, I suppose. Speaking of Yakuza, you know who I miss in this game that we haven't seen in a hot second? Agent Long. There's a lyre here, and some maracas designed to look like ice cream cones. They're so well made that it's hard to tell what's candy and what's not just by looking. I'd reach out and touch them, but then I'd be disturbing the crime scene.
Hands off. I already checked them out. They're real.
Check them out how exactly? Did you manhandle vital evidence, detective?
I didn't touch them. Not with my hands, at least.
Did he? Never mind, I don't want to picture it. What? Hello? Detective Bad, what does that mean? Detective Bad. Hold on a second. Get over here. I just want to look at something. Why does Long make you think of Remember's Hot Shirtless Man? Oh, yeah. Also, Long's, like, shtick is that he runs his unit like the Yakuza. So I just want to... Look at how tall Bat is. To be fair, I guess I don't know how tall Gregory is off the top of my head. I would assume he's, like, below 6 foot, though. That's a tall man. Anyway, no, Long's whole bit that probably makes more sense in Japanese is that he sort of acts like a Yakuza member. The one bit that makes me laugh is, you know how he calls Franziska sis? Apparently in the Japanese, he calls her Ane-san, which is like how you refer to a Yakuza boss's wife, like a Yakuza matriarch. It's what Kiryu calls Daigo's mother. So he calls Franziska sis, like, it's sort of a similar, like, neutral, you can't really tell if he's making fun of her or if he's respecting her, but he's saying it, and I think it's fun.
Judy.
Miss Bound, we're here to continue our investigation.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm so sorry about earlier.
She's still looking kind of down in the dumps, Mr. E. She must have been taken... I can never read on these streams. She must have been greatly taken aback by what Mr. Tangaroa had to say.
I found the photograph of the semi-final entries for you. Here, it's all yours. Those are pretty.
Wow, Miss Scone sure knows how to make a cute cake.
Yes, Samson loved her design for that one. And he loved the designs and flavors of Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's entries too. Only problem was, as Samson mentioned earlier, they tasted exactly the same.
Funny the way he gets introduced in the case is that he has some of the most unlocalized elements of the series. They just use the word Zaibatsu and no attempts to westernize it to like Megacorp. I really also enjoy that Long says Aya. It's like, in case you didn't notice that he's like fictional Chinese because he's not from China. But yeah, I think it's fun. They do a Japanese business card swap, which is distinctly not a thing here. And I thought people were exaggerating when I saw it in media. By in media, I mean in Yakuza 0. I thought that was made up. Apparently, they genuinely do take business cards that seriously in Japan. Could not be me. As somebody who, like, works in a, like, I am in, like, a business card swapping environment.
However, their respective entries for the final tasted nothing alike, it seems.
Was there anything else of note that changed between the semifinal and the final?
Nothing major, but I guess there was this one thing. Mr. Gusto's son was always here with him throughout the contest. But he was nowhere to be seen during the final.
The kidnap turnabout is... I don't remember a whole lot about that case from when I streamed it. Because, in fairness, one, I was not the person, like, physically playing. We were on Max's channel for that. And so I was not physically pressing the buttons. But also, I'm pretty sure... I know we did part of Kidnap Turnabout while I was in Korea. So I'm thinking there must have been, like, very large gaps between us playing the case. And so I don't remember, like, anything about Kidnap Turnabout. At all.
Why would his son come and hang out at a contest venue of all places? You're sure you're happy for us to keep a hold of this?
Of course. I hope it helps you with your investigation. Yippee!
It is truly a case 3 of all time. Yeah, I don't remember it. To be fair, I don't remember a lot of investigations in general. I remember 2 better. Which, to be fair, I did play it more recently. And I'm currently playing it. But, like, I don't remember a lot from the original investigations.
Oh, and I also have the book containing the recipe for the cure Samson mentioned.
This case has all the series cameos.
We've seen this book before. It was in the chocolate frame, in Tangaroa's room.
That's right. He put it on display there so that everybody could see the grand prize.
What? The cure is in the ultimate cookbook? I mean, if it's ultimate. So, it's not a book of dessert recipes, I take it.
Oh, no, we told the contestants, of course. But I guess nobody told you yet.
So the contestants all knew what the ultimate cookbook was this whole time. I'd like to hear more about the cookbook if you don't mind, Miss Bound. So if I understand correctly, the ultimate cookbook is actually a collection of recipes for different medicines. Investigations 1 is a crazy place to start. It's also, like... The first Investigations is not my favorite Ace Attorney game. In fact, like, where I'm at now, I have not technically played Dual Destinies or Spirit of Justice yet. I know everything that happens via osmosis and curiosity. So, like, I know all the spoilers, generally speaking. Like, I actively did try to, like, look up the plot and whatnot. But we didn't have the, like, the official ports yet. So I was like, I will worry about actually playing these later. We're doing Dual Destinies next on Max's channel. So at some point, relatively soon, we will be starting Dual Destinies with 2 psychologists. So that'll be fun. So, like, gameplay-wise, my opinions may change. And, like, sitting with the game-wise, my opinions may change. But of the ones that I have played, Investigations 1 is unfortunately at the bottom of my ranking. Which, like, to be fair, it's still an Ace Attorney game. I still really like it. A lot of the characters in that are characters that I really love. But as far as Ace Attorney games go, it is at the bottom of my list, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. The final case with the special episode next, real. Is that the whale case? The whale case is it's an experience. To be fair, the whale case also chronologically comes at a weird point, which always happens in Yamazaki games, because all of Investigations is out of order, actually. And I think that also happens in Spirit of Justice at least once. This game, I'm pretty sure, is actually mostly in chronological order, with the exception of this case. Unless I'm wrong and forgetting something. But I think they're all in order, aside from this being a flashback.
Exactly. Or rather, totally new medications that haven't made it to market yet, to be precise. To the right buyer, a pharmaceutical company, for example, it would be worth a fortune.
But why make that the grand prize in a confectionery contest?
Mr. Tangaroa is the sole heir to the Tangaroa family fortune. Perhaps you've heard of the Tangaroa Group.
The Tangaroa Group? Yeah, I think I've heard of them somewhere before.
It's a major pharmaceutical corporation. Sells all kinds of pills and poisons.
Oh yeah, like that new Cold Killer Pro that's been making some real waves since it went on sale. I always reach for a cold killer when I'm feeling under the weather. Which is never, as far as I've seen. I'd like to hear more about the Tangaroa Group, if you don't mind. So did Mr. Tangaroa not want to take over for his parents and go into the family business? Dude, I love Cold Killer Pro. We're Cold Killer X stands in this house.
No, he preferred the idea of making people's lives better through the power of confectionery. And his parents supported him in his quest to become the best in the world.
Cold Killer X. I always like looking through some of my old cosplay stuff. I miss Ace Attorney 3. In fairness, Trials and Tribulation is my favorite of the mainline series. Apollo Justice is very close. But I think just AA3 really good, man.
Then when they passed away, he inherited the cookbook.
But why would he make such a valuable heirloom a mere contest prize?
He's been hounded by so many people looking to make that book their own, he was tired of it. But it would have been an insult to his parents' memory simply to give it away. So he decided to find somebody he felt was worthy of it.
I'll bet the board of directors love that. Handing over the fruits of all their expensive research to someone else.
They hated the idea, of course. Which is why Delisha entered the contest. The Tangaroa Group wanted her to win the book back for them.
I forgot about this part. Bridge is my favorite mainline case by far.
So you knew she was a pharmacist all along?
Yes. And not only that, I told her how to appeal to Samson's tastes. I tried to help her win.
But why?
I wanted to protect Samson by protecting the Tangaroa Group. If that cookbook fell into another company's hands, the board would never forgive him. So I wanted to find a way to keep it with the company, but in a way that Samson couldn't object to.
So that's how Miss Scone managed to make it so far in a contest she had no business taking part in. I feel like if I was a sneaky corporation and I wanted I wanted to win back the book, what I would do is not send in a random pharmacist. I would try to, pay the person who wins for the book. Right? That seems easier. But Miss Scone wasn't the only one pretending, was she? Mr. Frost wasn't really a confectioner either. And he still made it all the way to the final, just like she did. Not bad.
Yes, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Such a talented sculptor. And a gifted crafter of desserts, too.
Gifted indeed, judging by the standard of his work in the final. But how did one man produce pieces of that size and quality in such a short period of time? 3D printer, I don't fucking know.
I'm not sure I have much more to tell you.
It's a lot riskier. It means you have to outbid all the rivals who presumably also want to acquire it the same way. This is true.
But if there's anything else I can help you with, I'd be happy to,
Of course. This is where you find out that every single other contestant outside of the ones that we're, like, concerned with, every single other contestant was also a pharmacist. She's certainly very keen to ensure that she does all she can for Mr. Tangaroa. I could certainly use a cup of tea. What? I could certainly use a cup. Oh, I could certainly use a cup of the tea you made us yesterday, if you wouldn't mind. I think that might help move the investigation along nicely. Ooh, I'll have some too. Your tea is to die for, Miss Bound.
Well, how could I possibly refuse? I'll bring it right out.
You know, I think that cheered her up a little. Alright, what else can we look at? Hello? My favorite pharmacist, Heinz Doofenshmirtz. This sign shows us which artist's work is on display in which room. From left to right, Mr. Tangaroa, Mr. Gusto, Miss Scone, and Mr. Frost. Incidentally, this sign is also made from candy. What were they going to do with all this candy? Was someone going to eat it when the contest was over? The statues on the fountain depict cherubs enjoying some chocolate fondue.
Paul Halik's work, apparently. Gotta hand it to him. They look so real.
Detective, are you saying you have personally seen cherubs before?
Attorneys. Always poking holes in people's words.
What? Did I do something wrong? Excuse me, may I ask what you're investigating, Kaniza? Sir, I'm analyzing the fountain water to see what might be in it, sir. They were going to use it all on one of those Japanifornian game shows where they find out what items in a room are made of chocolate.
And what did you find?
Chocolate and what looks like the kind of flavorings and colorings used in frozen desserts, sir. Composition of the chocolate seems to be the same as that of Mr. Tangaroa's work. And the flavorings and colorings match the profile of those used in Mr. Frost's ice sculptures.
Those little rivers flow from all four artists' rooms right here in the fountain. Guess that's how the stuff from the melted sculptures wound up in there.
And that's not all, sir. We also found blood.
What? Why is there blood in the water?
Blood in the water from Legally Blonde. Blood in the water. Think back to our investigation of the murder scene, Detective. Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. A very conspicuous pool of blood that should be here is clearly missing.
You're right. Don't remember anybody mentioning they'd removed the blood along with the body. The victim's blood was mysteriously absent, as was the part of the chocolate chest it had pooled on.
I believe that the blood probably belonged to... Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Take that!
The victim, huh? We'll have the guy compare it with the blood on the murder weapon.
Good thing I got it right. The correct noise is so funny.
It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Frost's.
Why would somebody want to send the victim's blood downstream and into the fountain like this? Also, there would still be blood at the scene of the crime, right? Like, it doesn't make sense that it's all, like, completely gone. Other things about this case in particular, this was true when we played the fan translation. I can't keep up with all these names, man. I'm gonna be real. There's a lot of people here. And there's a lot of names, and one of them's fake. And I'm pretty good with names. We've learned a little... My R key is stuck. We've learned a little more about the contest's participants. There's still one question involving Mr. Gusto for which we never got an answer.
Nothing at all, Mr. Gusto? I don't remember his voice. He better not talk. You went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why? Sure, I was... Fucking von Karma. Silence. You are not to give the attorney even the tiniest shred of information. What was he doing in Mr. Frost's room? And that's not all. I also have questions about the work he submitted for the semifinals. Pray tell, Mr. Gusto, what were you doing in his room? The fan translation feels so long ago. I mean, you can still go look at it. A confectioner who admits to lacking design sense, and a sculptor with it in spades. Mr. Gusto could not have hoped to win such a high-level contest by himself. Which is why I'm beginning to wonder if there was some sort of connection between him and Mr. Frost. Detective. I need to ask Mr. Gusto a few more questions. His story still doesn't quite add up for me. Me neither. Ooh, I dropped my phone. We need to figure out how to get in touch with him. Hello? Who's talking? Von Karma, maybe? Oh, do you now? Yep. You bitch. Good luck with it. Because I have no intention of allowing it. Mr. Von Karma! I am already in the midst of my own investigation into Gusto. So there is no need for the likes of you to pester him with the same questions again. I will, however, be happy to answer any questions you might have. He seems dead set on preventing me from talking to Mr. Gusto, in which case... Fine. Then allow me to take you up on your offer. Very well. What is it? I'd like you to tell me about the connection between Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost.
I am gonna use this moment to take a short break because an ad break is coming up.
So I will be back and then we will debate with Manfred von Karma. Woo.
And we're back, and I'm still upside down. I forgot in the interim that I was upside down.
Anyway.
The connection between Gusto and Frost. It was simply a matter of coincidence. They both happened to be taking part in the same contest.
But that's it? And that's all?
That's all I have to say to you.
What? That doesn't help us at all.
We'll have to confront him with evidence if we want to draw the truth out of him. It's imperative that we do. He's clearly hiding something.
Okay, what the hell do I actually have? I don't remember, so we're going to press him.
Hold it!
Granted, it may have simply been a coincidence that they both entered the same competition. But that doesn't rule out a connection of some other kind between the two of them. I do hate to repeat myself, but if you do not have any pertinent evidence, then kindly keep your mouth shut. Guess I'll just do as he says for now. At least until I find the evidence that proves Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's connection. Still, the look in your eye speaks volumes. Well, go on then. What are you trying to say? Make up your mind, will you? Should I keep my mouth shut or not? It seems Mr. von Karma is keen to be keeping us away from the truth.
Which means that the truth must be inconvenient to him somehow, right?
Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost had something in common. I just need to present the thing they shared to Mr. von Karma.
Okay, what do I actually have? My attorney's badge, no. Ultimate cookbook. Mr. Tangaroo, non-confectionery item, no.
Yes, what a gorgeous design.
Really? Seems a bit out there to me. Like, how do you even get your tea in there?
Art isn't about function, Eddie, it's about form.
Guess I'll have to take your word for it, Mr. E. This art stuff is way about me. Way beyond me, even.
Look, there's something stamped on the bottom. It says PH. I suppose that must be Paul Halik's pottery mark. Those are his initials, after all. Miss Bound said she's a big fan of his work. His initials, huh?
If I'd made it, it would say EF. If I'd made it.
Perhaps you should practice by initialing your personal belongings first. Photos, one from Bound and one from Detective Bad.
Bro, I don't remember. Me knowing what the connection between them is, like, later in the game and not being able to remember this part at all.
Objection!
This is not going to be right. What do you make of this piece of evidence, Mr. von Karma? Nothing. It isn't even worth considering. Is this all I can expect from you? How did you even earn your badge in the first place? And yet, here I stand, proudly as a lawyer. Exactly the kind of feeble-minded response I expected. Pathetic. I'm lower than dirt to him.
Do you have anything to say if I press this? Yes, there must have been a connection of some kind.
And if you would cease your baseless interruptions, I will happily tell you what it is. If were a courtroom, I would have you removed for contempt.
But isn't that solely the judge's purview?
Yeah. A Judge von Karma would probably have dancing to his tune.
What? Even judges are wait, what?
A Judge von Karma would probably have dancing to his tune.
What? Even judges are scared of him?
It won't be an easy trial, that's for sure. Ooh. Please, Mr. von Karma, continue.
Okay, what the hell is it? Down near the body. This lamp isn't working.
No, unfortunately, it appears to be broken.
Would have been nice to see it all lit up just once. Miss Scone said it's good for relaxation, right? I could use some of that.
Perhaps I'll get one for the office.
So the lamps both have these hexagonal stands on the bottom, right?
Yes. I imagine the indentations in the pillars were made to accommodate them.
Boy, do they fit like a glove. Ah, Trav, hi. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Ace Attorney Investigations. I forgore. I don't remember what the hell the connection is. Make plastic models covered in a thick layer of whipped cream. Luminous cloth. That's not it. Raid Shadow Legends. I really don't remember. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Do, do. What if I just try this?
Objection!
That's not right. Case 3 is going. It's going. I don't remember anything, man. This is the problem on the replay. I only remember a detail that's not in this case. What is the connection between Gusto and... the fuck is his name? Frost. It can't be a profile, right? We can't, yeah, we can't present these. Do, do, do. Also, I'm upside down. that's how this case is going. Yeah, Toy Fairy's upside down. Gregory Edgeworth is a pretty cool guy. I truly cannot remember what. Okay, so that does come up later in the case, but we don't have that yet. Now we're all up to speed. And there is a snowplow coming down my street. Also, Von Karma sucks. Already presented that. Oh, that's it. Okay. I don't remember why it's this.
Objection!
I wonder if you could look at the two confections in the foreground for me, Mr. von Karma. They were made for the contest semifinals. But they're quite exquisitely crafted, wouldn't you agree? Get to the point. As the nameplate suggests, these were Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's entries. Yeah, Von Karma sounds like a monster. Mr. Gusto told us that the confectionery design was far from his strong suit. And yet, his work in the picture is just as good as Mr. Frost's. Exactly as good, in fact. I know it's not Francisca, but still. We learned from another witness that their two entries also tasted the exact same. What are you suggesting?
I am suggesting that they were helping one another out. See, the logical conclusion I would have gone for is one of them was stealing from the other, or otherwise cheating. You know?
Let's take a closer look, shall we? While at first glance the two may appear to be superficially different, it soon becomes apparent that there are some significant similarities in how they were put together. They are made of the same ingredients, taste the same, and share a similar design aesthetic. This picture is proof positive that the two were working together.
I don't think it is Gregory.
If you figured that much out, I suppose there's little point in denying it. Mr. Von Karma knew all along that they were cooperating? But I'll warn you, none of what you're about to hear will be to your advantage.
I've never noticed that they, like, actually render Von Karma's eyes in this, and they're brown. I know in the original game, I'm pretty sure they're just dots. I don't think he has irises. I think his eyes are just dots, but he has brown eyes, and that's not a fact that I've ever known before.
Let me confirm what you seem so desperate to prove. Gusto and Frost were indeed working together. Gusto spelled out the details of his relationship to Frost during his questioning last night. It seems they were helping one another right up until the day before the trial. So you knew that the two were cooperating. Mr. Von Karma, why are you trying to bury the truth? Please, enough with the petty slander. I merely wanted to avoid you poking your nose around before I could provide proper context in court. It simply slipped my mind to explain that to you.
Doesn't explain why he's being so slippery with the facts, though. I need to figure out what it is he's hiding. I can't let things end like this. Okay. They were working together. Okay. Thank you for the nothing statements, Von Karma.
Hold it!
Last night, after Mr. Frost's work melted, correct? Yes. I interviewed Gusto personally.
Yeesh, one-on-one with Mr. Von Karma. That must have been terrifying. I imagine Mr. Gusto probably meditated his way through the difficult parts.
He most certainly did not. Every time he closed his eyes. I brought him back with an almighty snap. No one dares to plead the fifth with me.
That's fucked up, Von Karma. Did that even work on him?
And that is how I was able to perfectly learn every last detail of Gusto and Frost's relationship.
Hold it!
But why were they cooperating? Gusto's sense of design is subpar, and Frost was an amateur confectioner at best. Neither of them stood a chance of making it through the contest alone.
So what was their endgame? Why cooperate only until the day before the finals?
Gusto claims to have ended the scheme. Allegedly, he wanted to win the final on his own merits. His one and only goal was to be crowned the world's best confectioner. And his pride would not allow him to do so with the help of another.
Cheaters can only ever win hollow victories, I guess? I was under the impression that their collaboration had only lasted through the semifinals. But I'm starting to think it might have lasted up through the final itself. Mr. Von Karma, I'd like to ask you some more about how long they worked together for, if you don't mind.
If you must.
You really believe that they were cooperating until the day before the finals and then just simply stopped? That seems a little strange to me, wouldn't you agree?
I have told you the truth. Whether you find it strange or not is none of my concern.
He was concerned enough to try to hide it from me only a few minutes ago, though. Which means there must have been a reason for that. Based on Mr. Tangaroa's assessment, it sounded as if Mr. Frost's entry for the final was the clear winner. Which means he must have still been working with Mr. Gusto, right? That's precisely what I was thinking. I must have some evidence that proves they were cooperating right up through the finals. Okay. I think... it's the level of detail, right? For the liar, which was salty. Aha.
Objection!
They weren't working together during the finals. I find that a little hard to believe. Miss Scone is on record as having described Mr. Frost's creations as scrumptious. And while he was certainly skilled, I doubt even he could have become a world-class confectioner overnight. Got him. It seems far more likely to me that he and Mr. Gusto were still cooperating during the finals.
How many times must I explain this to you? Assertions require proof, and one person's entirely subjective statement is not proof of anything. Besides, even amateurs can occasionally make delicious food.
Perhaps Frost was simply lucky. Oh, is this the part where he mentions his wife? Yeah!
My wife, for example, is an amateur whose cooking puts first-class chefs to shame.
How is that not an entirely subjective statement? The one thing that proves that Manfred von Karma is married, at least he loves his wife? He gets 1 point? How is he married? I was like so convinced, like for the longest time, I was like, this man is divorced. There's no way. But no, he's married. Oh my god, Kate, hi, yay! If they're still streaming when we're done, we should raid them. But I'm not sure if that will work out timing-wise. We can try though. How is he married? Also, like, he's married and he also has another child that is not Franziska. There is an older von Karma sibling who does not show up.
Furthermore, you are ignoring another crucial part of the pharmacist's testimony. Namely, that she also described some of Frost's work as having been unbearably salty. In other words, your evidence actually shows that Frost failed to produce the perfect confectionery. No more objections, I take it.
There must be some way that I can prove that Gusto and Frost were still collaborating. I feel like they did get divorced. I wouldn't want to stick around. Maybe they did. Take the kids. Mr. E? There's something that's been on my mind.
Yes? What is it, Eddie?
Mr. Frost's entry for the finals, wouldn't it have taken a while to make?
I would imagine so.
Making flavored water, freezing it all, and then carving 2 whole sculptures? Could he really have done all that and helped Mr. Gusto with his work? He would settle for nothing less than the perfect marriage. Ugh. If it was me, I'd have barely gotten as far as the setting up the flavored water to freeze part. I just can't see how Mr. Frost could have pulled it off. Perhaps there's some lawyerly instinct in you after all, Eddie. Your ponderings certainly point to another possibility. Stop eating paper.
Eddie's right.
Mr. Frost would have needed to freeze his own large blocks of flavored ice to create his art. And there wouldn't have been time to do that during the contest itself. So what must Mr. Frost have done in order to finish his flavored ice entry within the time limit? Maybe it wasn't made out of flavored ice at all. Maybe Miss Scone simply had such strength. No, that's not what I meant. No, that's stupid. He would have needed time to freeze the ice. And time was the one thing he didn't have any of on the day of the contest. Make ice the day before the final, make ice the day of the day before. He must have made the flavored ice the day before. Then all he would have had to do was sculpt it. What are you muttering about now? You may have some lawyerly instinct after all, and then Eddie eats paper. Oh, I'm sorry, I just realized something, that's all. I realized that you're correct. What? Mr. E.
I hope you know what you're doing. Oh, accepting defeat at last, are we?
The only thing I'm accepting is that perhaps one of the things you said was true. They were helping one another right up until the day before the final. Just as you said, the day before the final really did mark the end of their collaboration. Mr. Frost's century was carved entirely from blocks of flavored ice. I mean, to be fair, Manfred does suck. He is terrible. I like that, like, even people, like, that should be working well with Manfred just cannot stand him because he's terrible to work with. Ice which would have needed at least a day to freeze. And whose flavors would therefore have already been prepared by Mr. Gusto.
Yes, which lines up perfectly with what with what Gusto told me. That he helped Frost until the day before the final.
In any case, why didn't Mr. Frost reciprocate and help Mr. Gusto in return?
I can hardly be expected to read the minds of the dead.
Objection!
Perhaps not. I had to slide all the way over here so that my sprite would fit. But I imagine Mr. Gusto could tell us. So why don't you let us speak with him? Or do you still insist your interrogation was as thorough as you claim?
How dare you call my methods into question?
That's not my intention. I just don't understand why you would obstruct a perfectly valid line of inquiry. Give me one good reason as to why you're keeping Mr. Gusto from me.
One good reason, certainly. The how and why of Frost and Gusto's collaboration have absolutely no bearing on this case.
Objection!
How can you possibly say that with any certainty? If their relationship had broken down for some reason, it could very well have been the motive behind this murder.
Could it indeed?
Then why did Gusto himself tell me all about it? Yeah. Playing Investigations 1 first and then Manfred is there is surely confusing. I kind of knew about everything about DL6 through osmosis again. If you were on any form of forum back in the day, like it's not unreasonable to have heard at least about the DL6 incident.
Why did the man you seem so keen on accusing share the details of his collaboration with the prosecution? Please tell me you have some proof to back up your preposterous suspicions this time.
Mr. Gusto only acted suspiciously one time that we know of. And I imagine Mr. von Karma is aware of exactly what that suspicious action was. Which means, this is probably a trap.
Well, cat got your tongue.
But even if this is a trap, I can't back down now. Standard Edgeworth family response. Mr. Gusto snuck into Mr. Frost's room, and we still don't know why. That fact alone is reason enough to suspect him. That doesn't pick up on the mic. Or maybe it did, and it didn't activate my PNG.
If that's your only concern, then allow me to clear it up for you.
I knew it. It was a trap. My hot take for Ace Attorney is that is the reason that you can play certain games out of order, which is a controversial take, I know. When I say play games out of order, I don't mean like start with Dual Destinies and then I don't know, play A3 and go to like that's not what I think happens when people start out of order. A lot of modern Ace Attorney fans started with Apollo Justice. Like tons of people started playing Ace Attorney because Apollo Justice came out, and Apollo Justice is totally a game that you could theoretically play single like standalone. I don't think it's as good because if you don't know who Phoenix is, you don't get as much impact of his role in Apollo Justice. But a lot of people started with AA4 and then went back to the original trilogy. And I think that is a solid way to start. So I don't I don't necessarily subscribe to you should play all of the Ace Attorney games in order. And that is like the main reason. Because you get a sense of like, oh, there's like shit going on here. I should go back and play.
I knew it. It was a trap. I was saving this for the trial, but consider it a taste of things to come.
The investigation games are reasonably self-contained. I think, like... I feel like they're not a good... Like, if I were recommending Ace Attorney to somebody, I would not hand them the investigations games first, because... I mean, to be fair, if I was recommending it to anybody, I would recommend the trilogy first. The specific one we're on is definitely not, yeah. This is a very bad place to start. Like, without the weight of who these characters are, I don't necessarily know if this game would be nearly as fun, you know? I also am, like, notably not as big of an investigations fan as many people are.
Plus, I'd hate for the proceedings to drag on because of your needless interjections.
Drag on, drop it, even? Huh? Trav, they put you in the game.
Here, take a look at this.
This is such a cute picture.
That's...
I would not recommend, yeah, that's why I don't recommend Great Ace Attorney for a starter. There are some people, to be fair, there are some people that I'm like, I will only recommend you the Great Ace Attorney. Like, fans of things that are very much more like Sherlock Holmes, Gothic horror, etc., and they're like not as interested in Ace Attorney, I would just hand them the Great Ace Attorney, and I have done that for people before. But generally, I recommend the original trilogy first because it is an older game and it shows. And it has some charm for me, but it doesn't have that charm for everybody. It's very nostalgic to me to play the Ace Attorney trilogy, even though I didn't play it until, like, my 20s. Just because, like, growing up with things in that era, like, it has a certain 2000s and then eventually 2010s charm to it that I really like.
Gusto and Frost, and their sons.
I think trilogy generally is the best place to start. It's got that GBA crunch, exactly. Like, even if you're playing the remaster, which is also, like... The series is in a weird place now where everything has been remastered so recently that now the trilogy remaster doesn't hold up in, like, very small places. Where, like... It's one of those things where, like, again, someone new to the series is not going to care. But, like, quality of life-wise, the regular trilogy no longer holds up to me because it, like, it doesn't function the same way that the other ones do. There's no history, exactly. There's no history button. There's no history button. I want them to put that in. I want them to put in, what is the other thing that I really wanted? The additional, like, bonus content would be nice. They gotta re-release it again. Listen, people keep saying it as a joke. I would genuinely not be upset if they re-released it again. Like, I don't think it's a thing of, like, even, oh, they're gonna, like, this is gonna bring a new fan. Like, it won't, probably. The trilogy is, you know, available and playable. It's good. But, like, I want it to be slightly nicer, you know? Photo and music collection would be nice. Yeah, the trilogy is available on every modern platform. There's literally no reason for them to do it that, like, monetarily makes any sense. Because I'm sure, like, a lot of people for Apollo Justice even in this game were like, well, why are you updating it? Like, we already can play it, kind of, right? Like, there's no reason to do. My main thing is they finally localized it into so many languages. And so me personally, I'm like, God, I really want them to do more localizations of the Great Ace Attorney. Because what I would give to play an official translation of Great Ace Attorney in Korean, but it's not available. Yeah, all the Korean fans that you're seeing of Ace Attorney until this past year, until 2024, have been relying on fan translations or the English or Japanese version of the games. I still have, actually, a fan translation of Apollo Justice on my laptop right now. So I do want to go through and compare it to the official translation and see what they did. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the 3D. I'm a fan of Great Ace Attorney's 3D because it looks really good. Yeah, exactly. I would love a 2D version of Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice because I just like the style better. Or if they I would not be opposed to the 3D if it looked as good as Great Ace Attorney does, you know? Like, the models just look a little busted, I'm gonna be real.
Gusto snuck into Frost's room in order to retrieve this photograph.
Yeah, the sprites in 3D, they also just, some of the movements aren't as, suited to the style, I feel. Yeah. I think some of the sprite movements aren't as suited to the style. I think their faces look a little odd. Yeah, I liked Apollo Justice. Dual Destinies is not as fun to me. I do have the Dual Destinies art book, and I do like a lot of the decisions that they did make. I think redesign-wise, Phoenix and Edgeworth's redesigns are incredible. They're really subtle, so it seems a little silly to say that, but I love their redesigns for Dual Destinies. But yeah, animation-wise, it's just it's a little nerfed, a little bit.
But why? It seems their sons attended the same elementary school.
Put a vest on a guy and suddenly he's the hottest dude in the room. Exactly! Exactly! I also really enjoy the Phoenix has the little, hair doodle in front. It's such a small design choice, and I really like it. Also, the little locket he has for Trucy is very good.
Gusto was concerned that the fact of Mr. Frost and his acquaintance might place him under undue suspicion.
Also, Edgeworth having a frock coat instead. Some of the links aren't working? Oh no. I will go through and fix those after this stream. Damn. It's probably I was gonna say the cover one is probably now outdated. Let me actually check it. Okay, yeah, no. The cover one works. I'm assuming the one that's not working is the, what's it called? The collage one. Which would make sense because Twitter broke. Twitter machine broke. Oh, no, wait, that one's working. Odd. Okay. I'll go through and check those links later. Unless you're Apollo, in which case wearing a vest makes you look like a little Blorbo. Apollo also has a matching jacket. It's never depicted in artwork. I don't know if there's any official illustrations or anything of it, but he has a jacket that goes with that suit. It's in the background, and I want to say Spirit of Justice.
A concern that you have just proved was entirely well-founded. Gusto's actions make perfect sense, and you have given me no reason to believe otherwise.
I don't know if I've seen official art of it. Also, he just did the Edgeworth noise. I've definitely seen fan art of it, but I'd have to go through and look for official art of it. It's definitely not in the Dual Destinies book. Yeah, Clavier looks busted, honestly. I'm so sorry, Clavier, but he does look a little strange.
He's never going to let me talk to Mr. Gusto. Now, if you are quite done obstructing my investigation, I have things to be getting on with.
That smug, self-righteous jerk. I'll give him something to be getting on with. I didn't read that right. What do we do, Mr. E? Mr. Tangaroa is finished if we can't figure something out. Things to be getting on with? What exactly could those things be? He has a body, a murder weapon, and a suspect in custody. If the prosecution means to pursue Mr. Tangaroa, surely they have all they need? But why is Mr. von Karma still investigating the scene of the crime? Something on your mind, Mr. E? We're missing something. Something important. Mr. von Karma has everything he needs to proceed with the prosecution of Mr. Tangaroa. And yet, he still doesn't seem entirely confident of his case. If he was, why refuse to share information with Detective Bad? Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Guy's probably got a hand in that too. Still no autopsy report. In addition, we still haven't solved the mystery of what happened to the evidence that went missing. Take another look at the scene in front of us, Detective. A very conspicuous pool of blood that should be here is clearly missing. Oh, we got little brain cells we can connect together now. You're right. Don't remember anybody mentioning that they'd removed the blood along with the body. Evidence that turned up not in Mr. Tangaroa's room, but in a most unusual place. It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Frost's. But there were no traces of Mr. Frost's blood left in Mr. Tangaroa's room. Yet we found some in the fountain instead. Why? Mr. Frost's blood went missing from the crime scene. But traces of it showed up in the fountain. Why go to the trouble of removing the blood from the scene after the body had been discovered? And why only the blood? Surely the body would have also been in the way? Wait, could someone have moved the body aside to get to the blood? Game really pulled your hand through that one. So the body might have been moved aside or even removed from the scene of the crime entirely. After all, as far as we know, there's still no autopsy report. We've learned plenty about the murder weapon and the suspect, but very little about the body itself. Our assumption thus far has been that the body had been recovered by the forensics team. But what if that assumption is false? What if Mr. von Karma wouldn't show Detective Bad the autopsy report out of something other than spite? What if we've been thinking about this the wrong way around all along? The question isn't why did Mr. von Karma hold back information about the body? That's a long question. It's did Mr. von Karma even have any information about the body in the first place? How do things look from that angle? Perhaps the body hadn't been removed by the police in order to carry out an autopsy. Perhaps it had already been removed and hidden away by the culprit before their arrival. You could say we need to turn our thinking around. Phoenix, it's me. Believe in yourself. We need to Gyakuten the Saiban. Mr. E? Not now, Eddie. I'm talking about Gyakutening Saibans. We've both heard the rumors about Mr. von Karma's questionable... methods. Fabricated witness statements, shady deals, forged evidence even. Sure, everybody's heard of that stuff, but what's that got to do with us right now? I would never judge a person on the basis of rumors alone. Even Mr. von Karma. I've tried my best to not let my preconceptions color our interactions with him. Having met him, though, he's one hell of a bitch. Nonetheless, it appears he may indeed be willing to twist the truth to his own ends. Twist the truth? You mean, he's been playing dirty?
I fear he may have been, and still is. And I'm not about to let him get away with it. I'm having a stroke. I'm returning to the prosecutor's office. Don't breathe a word about anything to that infernal attorney. Yes, sir.
Hold it!
Hee. Yes? What is it now? I have a few questions, Mr. von Karma, about a certain fact you've been keeping from us. Really? You mean to call the methods of an officially sanctioned investigation into question yet again? God, he's such a little bitch. I hope my son doesn't learn anything from him. Also, von Karma snapped right as the ad break ended, which is very funny. I'm warning you. If you obstruct the police in their work any further, there will be consequences.
Objection!
It's not the police I have an issue with, Mr. von Karma. It's you. What? Isn't it on the prosecution to work out who the real culprit of a crime is? I mean, I think it's kind of on the detectives. What foolishness is this? I think a prosecutor's job is actually just to represent the state in a trial. Gregory's voice. I like Gregory's voice. I like him having a higher pitched voice. I obviously am used to the other voice for him. Honestly, the anime voice for Gregory also is, like, correct in my mind. But I do like him having a higher pitched voice. I also generally like the take of, like, Edgeworth having a bit of the transatlantic accent, but Gregory not having as much of it. I think it's fun if he still does have some of it, for that to, like, not be a Von Karma trait, because this game keeps doing that. So I will fade in and out of the accent as it comes to me, depending on the day and the phases of the moon. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure where I want, like, my Gregory voice to be either. There's some people in this game that I have a very clear voice headcanon for. Gregory is not one of them. I have no intention of debating what the prosecution's role is or not with the likes of you. But let me make one thing clear. My job is to identify suspects and ensure that every last one of them is convicted at all costs. Again, this is not the job description of a prosecutor. Your job is to represent the state, my dude. I keep forgetting his ears are pierced. Trav, were you on here when I mentioned his eyes are brown? Like, if you had asked me what color Manfred von Karma's eyes were before today, I would not have been able to answer. Yeah. I would not have thought brown. I thought they were blue too. Wait, Franziska's are blue, right? They have to be. Yeah, I wear blue contacts for her. There's a picture of her on my wall. I'm going to look at it. Hold on. I have to stand up to look at her. Yeah, Franziska's eyes are blue. Manfred's are not. It's not even like, oh, they're just dark, like, grayish. Like, they're distinctly brown. They're a different color than, like, Gregory's. I would never have been able to tell you that. Believe me when I say I leave absolutely no room for doubt when I present my perfect, unassailable cases.
Objection!
I mean, to be fair, it's, like, again, it's probably because his eyes are just dots in the original game. Yeah, Miles has gray eyes. There's a lot. Yeah, the worst man in the room somehow is the only person with brown eyes, I'm pretty sure. Bad probably has brown eyes. His eyes are closed on my poster. I'll look at him later. But, yeah. There's a lot of people with blue eyes in Ace Attorney, and Manfred is not one of them. Man, you think you know a guy. And how far... And how far would you go for your perfect cases? Would you create facts out of whole cloth, perhaps? Ooh, sorry, I'm not supposed to be judging. Maddie, hi! Hey, Maddie, did you know Manfred von Karma has brown eyes? Because I didn't. Yay! Thank you for the subscription, Maddie. I'm gonna be upset about this knowledge forever, guys. And I thought you had outdone yourself already. Anyway, all this to say, I never forget that he has his ears pierced because I think it's a funny little detail about his design. Whose car alarm is going
I think it's really funny that in the original, like, non-localized version, he's an American, and they went, you know what, Americans dress like this. Phoenix's eyes change. Whose fucking car alarm is going off? Phoenix's eyes change between blue and brown, which is like a lot of fan artists will give him heterochromia. Manfred with his ears pierced is a good touch. It's a fun design bit. I enjoy it as a fun design bit. I think it's, like, wildly funny as a character choice.
But now do you intend to accuse me of fabricating evidence?
Yeah, I do. Because it is why you have done nothing but hinder Detective Bad from doing his job at every turn.
What are you talking about?
Okay, well, Bad's eyes are just dots. But hold on, let's go on a fun journey together. I clicked something. Ah, oh god. Don't look at me. But what happened? Give me a second, guys. Don't look at anything. Don't look at anything. Come on, OBS. Okay, we're back. Oh god. Okay, we're back. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Oh god, chat got bipped. Don't worry about it. I just misclicked everything. Anyway, let's go on a journey together, folks. What? Yeah, okay. Gregory's eyes are like a grayish color, right? And Bad's are just dots. Yeah, okay. Nothing weird happened on my journey to show you guys that. I saw a review of the Ace Attorney live action movie that gave cool reasoning for why Von Karma and Edgeworth dressed like that. Wait, I want to see that actually, because I love the live action movie. I really love the live action movie. I also am a Miike fan in general, but like, I really like the costume choices that they made for that movie too. Maya with like the fur wrap thing is great. Oh wait, the live action movie though also gave Edgeworth like a velvet suit, didn't they?
What are you talking about?
You didn't shut him out of the investigation because you wanted him to keep an eye on us. A eye that is just made of a dot. There are dots in his animation. Maybe zoom in when he's not reaching for his gun. Yeah. You did it to stop him from finding out that you don't have the body. What? He doesn't have the body?
Ridiculous. You're clutching at straws. I will tolerate no more of your preposterous slander.
Then allow us to examine it. Prove me wrong if you can. Again, I tried doing the tongue click last time and it didn't work, so we're just going to move on.
I'm afraid you'll have to try a little harder than that. I'm under no obligation whatsoever to prove your baseless accusations one way or another.
Objection!
As you must have seen for yourself, a piece of bloodied chocolate is missing from the scene of the crime. The movie had this thing about how you would buy tickets for the trials, and he noted that's why they have the holograms. It's not for the trial experience, it's to make it a show. That's why the prosecutors showboat and dress like opera singers. That's really good. I like that. Because, like, it does... Like, I know that was part of the world building of the live action movie, that the trials are very much, like, for entertainment more than they're for trials. Which I really like. The live action is good. I don't think there's anybody saying it's, like, bad or anything. I just really like the live action. It is bizarre. But the live action movie is good. The stage plays are also really good. Everybody should watch the stage plays all the time. I need to do like a watch party in my server for the stage plays at some point. And also for the live action movie. I think I own it. Which is a rarity that I own a piece of media. That I own a digital piece of media, but I do think I own the live action movie. As you must have seen for yourself, a piece of bloodied chocolate is... I already read this. Why did it disappear, and where did it go? Where did it come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Also, Ace Attorney musical. Hey, you guys should watch Turnabout and Ace Attorney musical. I don't think the review exists anymore. It was by Suede, whose channel got wiped. Oh no, that sucks. Damn. I will simply have to do another another review of it myself. No, I'm kidding. Or maybe I'm not. Who knows? We'll see. I'm trying to do more yapping on YouTube this year. So we'll see.
What does it matter? Some blood went missing from the chest where the body was found. So what?
What do you mean, so what? So what indeed?
That's precisely my question.
Do more YouTube yapping. We should all yap on YouTube. Listen, if men on the internet are doing it about things I don't care about, I should also do it for things I do care about. Ugh. And call that a video essay. I do have one that is like actually in the works right now. I just need to sit down and like continue it. It is for the Great Ace Attorney. Surprising nobody. I have a couple I want to do for the Great Ace Attorney. If the body was still at the scene when police got here, removing the blood would accomplish nothing. However, let us suppose for a moment that the body was not. If somebody had wanted to erase any trace of what had happened in that room, then it all makes perfect sense.
What is this petty obsession with the blood stain?
Yapping is fun, hence me doing it right now.
But since it's so important to you, why don't you tell me where you believe it went?
Maya stays pretty dour and we don't get to see the peppy Maya that we see in Goodbyes. I like that for the tone of the movie. I think it makes sense that it's not as goofy. It does make it so that Phoenix is largely the comic relief and Maya doesn't really get to be. But even Phoenix's humor, I feel like, is more in line with the, like, the tone that they went for the movie than, like, normal Ace Attorney, standard Ace Attorney fare.
Of course. After all, evidence is everything, as you never tire of telling us. Oof.
I believe this should back up my theory quite nicely. What evidence that shows where the blood from Mr. Tangaroa's room went? Oh, I wasn't paying any attention again. Cross blood was found in the fountain, but not at the scene of the crime. Is it just this? Is that it? That can't be right. That seems too easy.
Take that!
Oh, no, that's it. That was it. Okay.
Traces of the victim's blood were found in the fountain, along with traces of chocolate from Mr. Tangaroa's room.
I believe the missing piece of bloodstained chocolate was dumped into the stream that flows into the fountain, which strongly points towards one certain fact. Someone purposely disposed of the blood after the body had been removed from the chest. Mr. von Karma, where did you find the body? You didn't find it, did you? Answer me.
You. Where did you get your hands on that kind of evidence? You have neither the authority nor the means to carry out that kind of analysis on the fountain water. No, but I do. Curse you bad. You've been a thorn in my side from the moment you were assigned.
Well, no longer. Why does he talk like that? I was going to say like a cartoon villain, but he is a cartoon villain.
Well, no longer. As of now, you are officially off the case. I was barely on it in the first place.
Mr. von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Will you admit it? Will you confirm that no body was ever recovered?
It's really quite the claim, you know. And one for which you'll never find any proof for, I'm afraid.
You have foiled me for the last time, Detective Bad.
What must I do to get an answer out of him? Now, if you don't mind, I have given you quite enough of my precious time already. I look forward to destroying you in court, Gregory Edgeworth.
And that sure is what he'll be doing. Good God.
Your precious logic and theories won't save you then. Nothing will.
Mark my words, Mr. von Karma.
Your methods will be your undoing. No matter how you try to hide the truth, I'll bring it all to light in the end. Forgive me, Detective. I didn't mean to put you in a difficult position. Don't sweat it. It was always going to end this way. Honestly, nobody's ever sidelighted me the way he did before. First time for everything, huh? You know, I think you might be right about the body being missing. It loaded very slowly. I am, and I'll prove it in court. Well, if there's anything I can do for help, just say the word. Since, you know, I'm off the case now. That's very kind, and I'm sorry to keep asking favors of you, Detective Bad, but there is one more thing.
Hey, what are you guys whispering about? Come on, let me in on the secret.
All right, Eddie. The detective and I were just arranging a little insurance for the trial. I think we have enough to see Mr. Tangaroa acquitted. But I'd prefer to have an ace in the hole, just in case. And? What is it? You'll find out in the courtroom.
Wait, what?
You're letting me join you? Of course I am. You are my assistant, after all. I'll be more than that by next year. I'll be a full-fledged attorney, you know? We can take on Mr. von Karma together. Oh, man. Indeed. Though I'm hoping we'll have freed Mr. Tangaroa by then. But if we're up against Mr. von Karma, I guess we can't rule out the possibility that this might take some time. Right. But we'll do everything we can in the meantime. I know you can beat Mr. von Karma, Mr. E. I believe in you. God. We can't allow Mr. Tangaroa to remain in prison for a crime he didn't commit. And we won't. I'll expose Mr. von Karma's lies if it's the last thing I do. Oh, fuck, man. Janet Sue, you were evil for that one. You were evil for that one, Janet Sue. Oh, God. The thing that really gets me about Gregory Edgeworth's death, I'm probably gonna stop there for today's stream. The thing that really fucking gets me is that Gregory did not win that trial. The thing that von Karma was so upset about that he killed a man over was getting one penalty. The judge gave von Karma a penalty. He didn't remove him from the case. Gregory didn't win. Von Karma was still winning. He just got one penalty and killed a guy over it. Good God. Okay. It was a shorter stream today, but I think that is where I am going to wrap it up because we got a big stream coming tomorrow. The finale of Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane, is tomorrow, unless I, like, really drag ass through it. But I think we're just gonna do one very long finale case, is how that's going to go. Yeah, and I don't want my voice to get too terribly tired. I'm very excited. I'm excited for it. What else is coming up? Sunday, not on my channel, but on Kate's channel, we're finishing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So yeah, 2 finales in a row. A shorter stream today is a good idea. Anyway, where are my Nightbot commands? If you're not already a part of it, as usual, you can join my Discord server. Yeah, that's happening this Sunday. And also, if I time things right, right now, I'm going to get through all my Nightbot commands, and then we're going to go raid Kate so that you know exactly where the fuck to be on Sunday. Anyway, if you're not already a part of my Discord server, you can join my Discord server. What the hell is my wishlist command? Is it wishlist? It wasn't. Is it throne? I know my stuff. Yeah, okay. I have a throne wishlist. I don't know what's on there. But you can tip me there. But also, now you can subscribe to me. So you can do whatever you want through just Twitch alone.
Other ways to support me, you can buy games off of my Nexus store, including this one, and I think now every single Ace Attorney title. Yeah! Every single Ace Attorney title is up there, as well as Ghost Trick, which you should play. If you haven't heard, you should very much play Ghost Trick. What else is there? Not only did Von Karma kill a man over a penalty, he also... yeah, he's insane. He's insane. What else is there to do? If you haven't seen it already, the Ace Attorney cosplay collage is a collage that I made last year with a bunch of other cosplayers of lawyer game fame. It has over 100 cosplayers in it. You should check it out. It's very cool. I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I'm looking forward to doing it again this year for Ace Attorney Day, which is in October. If you haven't seen my YouTube channel, I sing things. My most recent cover is still Loneliness Loop from Yakuza 5. I am currently playing through the Princess League right now. Actually, I haven't started the Princess League. So the brainworms are very strong right now for Haruka Sawamura. You should listen to my Loneliness Loop cover. And then once I get off my ass and catch up to it, you should check out my VOD channel. It has all of my most recent VODs for the things that I stream on this channel. I'm a little behind right now. I got lazy about making thumbnails. I'll do it, I promise. And then this one will also be up as well. Neat. I think that's everything. Is Kate still alive? Kate is playing Spirit of Justice right now. Come on. Tell me if Kate is still alive. Ooh, it wants to tell me so bad. Hello? My Twitch is being so mean. My Twitch is being so mean. Ooh, it wants to be so nice to me right now. Okay, we're gonna attempt to do that. I'm going to end the stream. Have a nice night, everybody. I will see you tomorrow and Sunday. Goodbye.